Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Kylie and today I'm having air fried corn dogs, and my mom pickled some sprouts and some greens and a little treat at the end, a Kit Kat. So grab your spoons, grab your forks, or grab your chopsticks and let's eat together. Okay, first of all, I want to start off by saying I apologize for this being late and for me not addressing this a little bit sooner, but I have been super busy the past few weeks and a lot has been going on and I needed to catch up on my videos. So I want to go ahead and address this now. I totally am in support of seeking justice and equality, and I came across this post on Facebook that I found was so incredibly profound that I wanted to share it. It said, sharing these wise words from a dear friend. And it says, "It is not enough to rail against law enforcement as a racist and murdering institution. This allows us to shift the blame outside ourselves, but it is too easy to create a police boogeyman to pin our failings on. We are comfortable focusing on law enforcement as individuals who are either evil or enabling in individual acts of racism. If in focusing on interpersonal racism, we don't address the ways in which racism is deeply embedded in our society, we have allowed it to stay in place. Police violence is a major issue that has to be stopped. However, we must recognize that police killings affect Black Americans disproportionately, not just because law enforcement is racist, but because the American society we participate in is racist. According to Mapping Police Violence, in 2019, the police killed approximately 1,100 Americans. Of those, 24% of the victims were Black. The U.S. population is only 12% Black. When comparing police killings per million population, a Black person is 2.5 times more likely to be the victim of a police homicide than a white one. Many will use this to say members of the force are just racist. This would be an easy answer, but the racism that behind these numbers is entrenched far deeper than law enforcement. Let's look at the other killer in the headlines. The coronavirus has already killed over 100,000 Americans this year. According to data provided by the COVID Tracking Project, Black people constitute 24% of the coronavirus deaths where race has been reported. We are looking at the same population again and again. Black person is 2.5 times more likely to die from the coronavirus than a white one. We know that the coronavirus itself isn't racist. It isn't affecting Black communities more because they have some genetic difference. These racial ethnic disparities in COVID-19 are the result of pre-pandemic realities. It's a legacy of structural discrimination that has limited access to health and wealth for people of color, says Dr. Marcella Nunes-Smith, director of the Equality Research and Innovation Center at Yale School of Medicine. The law enforcement reforms championed in the Pound 8 Can't Wait campaign are immediate common sense reforms that should be the bare minimum if the state is going to sanction lethal use of force. Divesting from the police and into community first responders continues on the path to create better outcomes for everyone. We have to stop asking our police force to respond to everything from homelessness to mental health and drug abuse. Instead, we can invest in preventing crisis and responding to them without violence. These are great reforms that seek to end police violence for everyone. They don't address why police homicides are racially skewed. Stopping here would be like answering the coronavirus impact on Black communities with only the vaccine. While a vaccine will stop the virus from killing Black Americans, it won't stop the structural inequalities that made the virus and future health issues more deadly for those communities. Similarly, ending police brutality will save lives, but it doesn't address the inequalities that make police killings racially biased. We can't only treat these issues that reveal the devastating disparities, but must also address their cause. We have to look at housing policies that prevent people of color from owning houses near public transportation and decent schools. We have to look at a system of school funding that keeps schools in neighborhoods of color grossly underfunded. As brewery owners and patrons, we have to ask if the new brewery in a low-cost neighborhood is creating opportunities for its neighbors or displacing them. As teachers, ask whether our curriculum reflects the contributions of people of color to our society. As couch potatoes, ask if our Netflix binge watching is reinforcing implicit bias. Structural racism is not a thing that only other individuals or even institutions participate in. It is a feature of American society. It must be fought daily, everywhere. But that being said, I'm gonna link some businesses that are Black owned that would appreciate your support. So definitely check that out and do what you can for your community and continue to always fight for justice and equality. Now I'm gonna take a bite. Whew. These are super hot. I just got a new air fryer. So this is the first time I put corn dogs in it. In our community, there's a lot of military service members, and our neighbor particularly has been deployed for the last 7 or 8 months. Recently we saw that he was able to make it home. And they have an 8-year-old, I think he's 4, and then a 3-year-old. They're really cute. They play with my kids sometimes, and we talked to them just a little bit yesterday because they saw us on the porch, and they like to climb their fence and talk to us from the fence. And they were so sweet. Brayden is his name, and he said, "My daddy's home," and was just so sweet and excited about it, and it just made me feel so happy for them, because it's been rough for them. He was supposed to come home a lot sooner, but because of the stay-at-home order and everything that was happening with coronavirus, it got delayed. not to sound like creepy or anything, but like we can see their yard from our house. And their dad like set up their tent and stuff the last 2 nights and did like a bonfire for them. It's so super cute, and I'm so happy that he made it back to them. And it just made me realize how important family is. Especially with everything that's going on in the world. Everything starts with what's at home and what you're teaching your children. And that can go such a far way and have such a good trickling effect that it just reinforced and reinstilled like how strong and intentional family values and family really is. And lately, I've been seeing some recommended videos on YouTube for me about just, I won't say her name, but you know, just how people can take for granted their family unit, and just how really sad things can be for children when you're not properly caring for them or valuing a lot of things. I mean, to take a child in or to have a child is a lot of responsibility because, you know, you're wanting them to learn a lot of things, but most importantly, to just treat everybody equally. So children just innately want to play with each other and just are sweet and kind, and they're taught to hate and discriminate. So to not put a huge emphasis on how you raise your children and what you teach them would be a huge tragedy. I mean, lately with everything going on, I feel like such a huge sense of responsibility as a parent to teach these children how to act right and how to treat people and how to contribute positively. Not saying that it wasn't a priority before, but with everything that's going on, it really puts a lot of things back into perspective. And it definitely starts at home. So you can pretty much pickle anything. My mom makes the best pickled lettuce soup, and it's just absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Check out the links down below and support the cause, support justice, support equality, and continue to be kind. Also, if you want to see more videos, click that subscribe button. And until next time, see you later.